Maintain silence, please.
Small, small steps in the right direction can turn out to be the biggest steps of your life.
Good evening, one and all. Welcome to this momentous occasion of learning. I, Om Saxena, student manager at Balaji Institute of Technology and Management,
And I, Khushi Sao, student manager at Balaji Institute of Technology and Management, will
will
be
be your
your
masters
masters of
of ceremony
ceremony
for
for
today.
today. We will ensure that every aspect of this event unfolds seamlessly and with utmost enthusiasm.
I would like to welcome you all to Ignite Spark, your potential guest lecture series. Our guest today is a remarkable individual who made an impact through his journey. It is indeed an honor to have Mr. Amar Sasture sir, who is a true corporate leader and a visionary. May I request Pranav Srivastav and Varalika Vishkarma to welcome our guest of honor.
Sir, for us to thrive in a very competitive world, Sri Balaji University Pune has an excellent academic program with inbuilt rigor and resilience and a process driven approach.
We would also like to extend our greetings to our Chancellor, Sri Balaji University Pune, Professor Paramanandan Balasubramanian Sir, Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. G.K. Shirode Sir, Dean, Directors, Deputy Directors, Faculty Members, and to all our student managers.
Discipline, dedication, determination are the three values on which Sri Balaji University Pune provides career specific contemporary education with a strong emphasis on practical training and overall development of the students.
Sri Balaji University, Pune is very proud of its constituent institutes, namely Balaji Institute of Modern Management (BIMM), Balaji Institute of Technology and Management (BITM), Balaji Institute of International Business (BIIB), Balaji Institute of Management and Human Resource Development (BIMHRD), Balaji School of Art and Science, Balaji School of Law, which produce exceptional student managers.
The prestigious Times of India B School Survey has ranked Sri Balaji University Pune as top 12 B schools in India and ranked top 4 among private university. Sri Balaji University is known for its 100% placement record as more than 300 companies visit our campus for internships and placements. The intense grooming and the maximum learning our record have enabled a student manager to emerge as a leader in the corporate world.
On this gracious occasion, we fondly remember our founder, late Professor Dr. Kannal A. Balasubramanian Sir, for his vision to impart quality education to the youth of our country.
As we deep dive into the realm of learning, prepare to be inspired, uplifted, and driven to new heights.
May I request our student manager, Varalika Vishkarma, to introduce our guest.
Thank you, Om. Good evening, everyone. I, Varalika Vishwakarma, student manager at Balaji Institute of Technology and Management, Sri Balaji University, Pune. I am honored and privileged to introduce our esteemed guest, Mr. Amar Sasture, AVP Operation and Pre-Sales at BMC Software. Sir is an achievement oriented leader with 25 years of experience in building strategic programs and centers of excellence across teams, processes, technology, and operations. At BMC Software, for over a decade, Sir has led key initiatives such as customer experience programs, pre-sales, Center of Excellence, and BMC Operations India team, driving functions like analytics and automation, customer success operations, and sales enablement. A member of BMC India's senior leadership, he also contributes to site level initiatives like creating customer value and frequently speaks at industry and academic forums. We are indeed fortunate to have such an accomplished and inspiring individual with us today. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Mr. Amar Sasture as he shares his invaluable insights. Sir, the stage is all yours. Thank you.
Please keep silence.
Hello, can you hear me? Loud enough? What time is it? Good afternoon, good evening. Okay, all right. Cool. We were having some technical issues. They were not able to present my presentation from my laptop, so I had to send it to them over WhatsApp. And then we ran into issues like my 4G was not working well here. Talk about the age of AI, and I was still grappling with challenges like not able to send my presentation over WhatsApp because 4G signal was light. But anyways, uh, so until they bring up that oh, they have, okay. Let's go back to the first one. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. This is point there. Okay. Uh, okay. All right. So let me see if this works. Okay. Don't laugh if it doesn't work. Hey Meta, how far is my office or how far is Business Bay from this location? Can you hear it? No? No? Oh, okay. Okay. Let's try again. Hey Meta, how far is Business Bay from my current location? No? Okay. Anyways, failed experiment. That's fine. It's not working. But basically, what my point was that with technology moving so rapidly, something like a meta goggle nowadays answers questions that I need answers to immediately, right? We are staying in this age where everything is happening with AI. And one thing I noticed when I walked in here, I was I thought I walked into a wrong auditorium. You know why? Because there's an abundance of what I call as um, follicular matter. You know what follicular matter is? Hair. So it's always nice to see people with full hair because once you come, okay. Once you come to my age, it gets difficult, right? Uh, but I think it's always a pleasure to meet with all of these people that have full head with a full hair, right? So, anyways, imagine going back 2 years, and let's assume that you are asked to do like a complex or put together a complex PowerPoint, or think of you had a project report and you had to create an executive summary, or think of can you draft a job description for someone? Imagine the time it took. Okay. Now, today, let's assume that you are in the marketing department and you're working in a company, a e-commerce firm. On a Friday afternoon, your boss walks in and says, we're going to launch a product on Monday. Imagine if this was the statement 2 years back. What would have happened? The panic button would have been hit. Why? Because today is Friday. Over the weekend, the entire marketing team would have had to work overtime and they would have to prepare what? They would have to render images. They would have to create social media campaigns. They would have to create what? Hashtags. You all know hashtags. Yeah. They would have to create reels in today's world, right? Just to make the product. Sanyara. How many of you all have seen Sanyara? Oh my God. Keep telling my kids don't watch it, but I guess it's common. Anyways, but okay, coming back to this. So I think Sanyara, how did it become famous? Through social media, right? So the marketing team would have had to create campaigns across that weekend in 2 days for a product launch on Monday. That was impossible almost at certain time 2 years back. But today, if a marketing boss comes in and says we need to launch a product, what would they do? They would just pin up a Gen AI tool, just put in a prompt saying, hey, we are going to launch so and so e-commerce product on Monday in a couple of days. Can you pull up 10 different unique social media campaign options? Immediately within minutes, generative AI would give you that kind of a response. It would render images for you. It would create campaign taglines. It would create hashtags. It would give you almost everything ready made within a matter of few minutes, right? That's where we are today. That's what the age of AI is. And it is not that AI or why AI, that question doesn't exist anymore. It's about how do you all, as business leaders, can take the power of AI and transform and innovate wherever you go in this world. So that's what I'm going to touch upon today a little bit. Um, okay. Let me see how this works. Okay. So this is kind of the agenda I'm going to go through, and there's some time for Q&A towards the end. So let's talk about the inevitable shift, right? Just to give you all some background, I think if you think about industries, right? Back in the 1700s is when we call the first industrial revolution started. This was Industry 1.0. I like to call that first phase as mechanization. So this is where human labor was mechanized using steam power. The next phase, it's running fast. The next phase was Industry 2.0. This is where mass production of things was happening. And how? Through electrical power. So I call this phase as electrification. Okay. The third phase is automation. So this is where machines were being controlled through computers. This is where processing was taken over by computers. So this was like the automation phase. And you can see the approximate dates where these industrial evolutions happened. Then the next was Industry 4.0. This is where you would say a lot of like cyber physical IoT. So Alexa was born here, right? How many people have Alexa? A lot of them. So Alexa was born here. And I apologize, I have a little bit of a cough because of allergies. So I'm going to take a sip of water in between. So please ignore that. And then finally, today we are in the age of Industry 5.0. This is where humans and computers, humans and robots collaborate, right? This is where cognitive systems take over. This is where Elon Musk is talking about how if I just think in my mind, an action should happen. If I think in my mind, I just spoke about Meta, right? Meta tell me the directions to Business Bay, which is my office. Elon Musk says that I will have a chip in my mind, and if I think about directions to Business Bay, automatically those directions should come up on my screen. So this is that industrial revolution that we are in. And I keep telling people on my team that I feel so bad that I'm not a part. I mean, I'm a part of this, but at a leadership level. I'm not a part of this at the entry level, because imagine the kind of technology and power that you all have in your hands, where you could just use a LLM, put some sort of a lang chain, some sort of a vector database, put a UI in front of it, a chat UI, and spin up a AI chatbot within a matter of minutes. I wish I could do that. I can do that, but I don't have the time to do that anymore. I'm more focused on leadership and strategy and those kind of things. But you all are in an age where it's extremely become like this technology has become democratized. And that's exactly the power of it. Can anyone guess by 2030 what will be the contribution of AI? Any guesses? Dollar wise? It's going to be $15.7 trillion. That's half the GDP of the USA economy. Okay. So that's the kind of impact that AI has. And my question to you all is, and this is something that you all need to introspect, are you all ready to lead in this new landscape? Yes? Okay. So we'll talk about a few things there. I mean, AI is a fundamental shift. If you think about what AI is realistically, AI is, it enhances processes, it enhances decision making. AI is insights through data. AI is, it is not running on its own, it is augmenting human skills. I'm not going to spend time on this because a lot of people here are learning about AI either in your coursework or outside your coursework, right? Because AI is something that's happening and you need to be a part of that trend. So again, a couple of slides here. I want to just skip over them, but just scan through this slide. These are some of the common terminologies that are used in AI. You all need to be familiar with it. You all need to understand what it means by algorithms. You all need to understand what is neural network. You all need to understand what is machine learning, what is um, deep learning, right? What are the differences? You all need to just understand all these concepts. So you all can go through this. I'll share a copy of my slide with Kashish, and Kashish can probably share it with you all. But I think you all can study this outside also on certain platforms, or even in your coursework, you might be having it. So I'm not going to spend too much time on it. So now we are talking about AI, but there's another shift that came along last year, which is generative AI. What is Gen AI? So think of it simplistically as AI is more about automation. AI is more about data analysis. AI is more about identifying patterns. Generative AI is, as the name says, it generates things. It creates new things. So you can ask generative AI to, so the other day, my son was playing with my phone and he asked, Meta has a Gen AI thing in it, and he asked it to create his dad in the form, like he gave it a picture and he said, that was the picture of me shooting a gun when I was in US. I was doing some shoot like in a range. I was shooting in a range. So he said, put a pink frock on my dad. And you imagine that photo went to my wife, and now it's circulating throughout my family WhatsApp group, and I am ashamed to be in front of them. So, but anyways, I mean, that's what generative AI does. It can, you can ask it to put a pink dress on your dad. It's as simple as it generates different things. Now, this is where I want to spend a little bit more time. So here I understand we have people from mostly from the MBA stream, and there are various sub streams in it, right? We have finance, supply chain, marketing, and so on and so forth. So I've kind of gathered some use cases that I have seen or I know about that my friends use or some companies use. And I just want to give you all what all is it used in each of these areas, right? Like, so if I start with finance, AI is used to detect fraud. So how do they do it? They train the model with data. They train the model with structured, unstructured data, with clean transactions as well as fraudulent transactions. So the model is able to easily distinguish what is clean, what is fraudulent, right? That is how they do it. Then you must have seen, I don't know how many, I mean, all of you must be seeing YouTube. That's a stupid question for me to ask. But on YouTube, for people like me who have unpaid versions of it, there's ads that come up, right? A common ad that comes up is, मैंने 2 साल पहले स्टॉक मार्केट में ट्रेडिंग चालू किया, बट कुछ नहीं मिल रहा था. आज की डेट में मेरे पास 7 करोड़ है. कैसे? आपको भी सीखना है? मैंने एआई से किया. मैं आपको सिखा दूं. सिर्फ 99 रुपीज. Have you heard some of these ads? Yeah. So that is where AI is used. Algorithmic trading. How do you do more frequent trading? How do you identify the market sentiment? What did Trump do today? 25%. So AI, once that news came out, AI should be like, there are people who are using AI to predict the market sentiment and increase and decrease their investments in certain stock portfolio, right? So those are a couple of things. I think a real life example, JP Morgan Chase is a big global bank. They use AI to review contracts. If there are frauds in any contracts that they have, either with their vendors or customers and so on and so forth. Okay. If I talk about technology, I think there are people in technology here. Technology domain. Yeah. Raise your hand maybe. He wanted to raise his hand, so I thought everyone should raise their hand. Okay. All right. So In the technology domain, today, product development, that's my company. We sell products, we develop and sell software products. There are tools wherein you can just put in a prompt saying, give me a code on so and so. I want to write a code on so, or create a function to do this. And automatically that code is generated. So there's tools like GitHub Copilot that a lot of companies use. So AI is used in software development. For software testing, AI is used to create test use cases. So software testers that are out there, they have to struggle to create use cases so that they test the software is fine or not. But AI automatically goes through the code and says, okay, that's the code. Let me create these test cases, right? So it becomes very easy. So Microsoft is using AI heavily for a lot of their coding. Then if I move to other functions within the MBA stream that we have here, HR. How many of you HR? Awesome. Good, quite a lot. So in HR, I think a lot of use cases are around talent acquisition. So whenever you, and I'm sure you all will be currently second year students passing out, might be sending their resumes to companies. The first year students, once you move into the next year, you'll be sending your resumes to companies. A lot of companies nowadays are using AI tools to scan those resumes. What does that mean? What do we look for? Well, we look for, does the resume have the right traits and right skills as per our job that we are hiring? We look for if the resume was done using AI. So yes, don't fool us. There are tools that catch if you're using AI to do your resume. There's no bad thing. You can use AI to do your resume, but be authentic in it, right? Tell exactly what you are, what your profile is, what experience you have, and then AI can create like a nice resume for you. So that's not a problem. But if there is disparity between what you're saying and what your skill set is, then AI tools help catch it, right? So that's where we use it. Unilever is a big company. They use AI in recruitment to enhance their hiring efficiency through Pymetrics. Pymetrics is where, again, like I said, the resume itself gives insight into your personality, your skills. There is tests that they give you. Those test results give them insights into how well you will you do under pressure situations. So AI evaluates all those test results. The other thing is they have AI driven video interviews. So I've heard, I mean, I've been on the other side taking interviews and I've seen candidates. I ask a question and the answer is like boom, right? How? Because sometimes they have this Google Gemini running on the side. Similarly, on the other side, when we are interviewing, like especially Unilever, they have AI bots that are actually driving the interviews, not real humans. Not every time, but in some cases. Okay. And this all is public information that I gathered. So I don't have like, I'm not sharing any secrets that they have. This is all available on public domain. International business. How many students in international business? Yeah, all of them sitting together back there and here. Okay. So a lot of AI is used in market analysis, competitive intelligence, right? Where's the market trending for this product? What is our competition doing? Where are they investing? What are their customer types, right? A lot of that happens there. So Nike uses AI to analyze customer data and predict behavior. So whenever, for example, whenever you're walking in a big store in US like DMart, there's Walmart in US. So when you walk in Walmart and you buy certain things, so far it was Walmart had a backend team that crunched the numbers, right? Amar bought, pencils or pens or whatever. But nowadays, I think humans are not crunching those numbers. AI is identifying the trend. Like Amar comes in here every June and buys pens, pencils, stationery because school year, right? So AI is doing a lot of those things within these companies from a business for international business standpoint. Supply chain. Any people from supply chain? Yes, I can see some up there. few here. Yeah. For supply chain, I think a biggest company that uses AI is Amazon. I mean, Amazon, you know how its delivery model is. They have warehouses in certain locations, and then wherever customers order from, the closest warehouse is where they pick up the product and put it in your at your doorstep, right? So Amazon uses AI to identify the demand in a particular area, right? So in Pune, what's coming up in September? Our Ladka Bappa, right? So during Ganpati times, a lot of thermocol, right? The demand for thermocol will go up, right? Because people want to create like these mandirs and all. So I think AI is used by Amazon to predict demand, right? That's one of the areas. Obviously, there are other manufacturing companies where there's inventory and, the logistics, which trucks should take which routes. A lot of that is being done by AI today. And then finally, sales and marketing. I gave you an example of marketing earlier, campaigns. AI is used to create campaigns and run campaigns flawlessly within a matter of few minutes. Um, there's customer segmentation. Which customer, and we use that also, which customer visited us on our website? What's their background? And we get that from certain agencies like Zoom Info and others. And what's the propensity of that customer to buy our product? How likely is that customer to buy our product or that prospect is to buy our product? Then we put our effort behind those prospects or customers rather than focusing on anyone and everyone who's visiting our website, right? So AI is used to do a lot of customer segmentation and lead scoring, like these customers have a high propensity to buy. So these are some of the real life examples. My company is BMC. We are into three major product lines. We are a software product development company, and our products are into IT service management. So think of, you call any company's call center service desk. All the product softwares that those call centers and service desks use are under that IT service management. IT operations management is, think of these huge network operations centers, these big server rooms, and managing the operations of those servers, those networks, those databases, so that everything is available, everything is working. That's IT operations management. Workload automation is, a lot of big companies run jobs in the night. So those jobs, scheduling those jobs, what happens if those job fails? What's the outcome of those jobs? A lot of that is managed under workload automation solutions. And then finally, we have some solutions in the mainframe phase. And believe me, mainframe is still alive and kicking. Every big global bank uses mainframe. All the payments that you make through your credit card go through mainframe servers. So mainframes are still a big part in the industry. Anyways, so that's what we do, and this is our technology stack that we use to do a product development for our products. I'm not going to bore you with that, but my main point was, I just wanted to highlight, we also use AI within our own products, right? So if you think about the first product category there, so I think think of data centers. In data centers, there is capacity that's required, right? Whenever you are doing something, either your CPU capacity needs to go up or your storage capacity is falling down. So a lot of that is auto balanced in our products so that the systems are always available, right? The other is, whenever there's an incident, let's say there's an outage, whenever there's an outage of a server or something or a network, there's automatic identification based on what AI recommends, and then AI recommends some sort of a remediative action, right? So that's how we use AI in our product. That's just a couple of examples. If I come to customers, so we sell education to our customers. How do customers use our products? We sell them these courses and they go through those courses. They could be instructor led courses, they could be e-learnings. So there's a tool that we have developed where it helps customers identify, you are in this phase of your implementation or use of BMC product, you should do these courses. Or there's a new version of this product that BMC launched last year, and you should do this course right now. It even gives you a path, like a learning path, like first do this course, then this course, then this course. So anyone uses LinkedIn? Yeah, so LinkedIn also has this inbuilt, right? You tell it a role and say that, oh, give me a learning path for campaign manager, marketing campaign manager. And LinkedIn will give you exactly a learning path and the courses that you have to go through. So that's exactly what our product, not our product, but we have this Succeed, or a product that we purchased and designed for BMC. And then there's a customer portal where customers can come in and say, oh, I'm having this issue. And then AI will not only say why that issue happened, but how do you resolve that issue? How do you prevent it from happening in the future? So earlier they used to call people on our team and ask the support team, but nowadays they just use the chatbot customers and they find the answers, right? And then finally, internal, like this is where I fall. I manage operations. So I help sales, customer success, marketing. So I understand how all these functions work and I help them in a lot of their processes. So what we use AI for is we do contracts with our customers and partners. So we send them a contract and they sign it and send it back. Now think of it. How easy is it? Because if it's an electronic contract and the contracts are like 10, 20 pages, 50 pages sometimes. You can just go in there, you can tweak something using Adobe. If you have Adobe professional version, you can change something that suits your company and send it back. And then once the contract comes back, you assume that, yeah, I mean, I sent him A, he sent me A with a signature. But that's sometimes that doesn't work that way. Okay, customers or partners try to put in conditions that are beneficial for them in case if there's a misalignment between BMC and that customer or partner in the future. So they change the terms sometime. So we run all those contracts through AI and say, hey AI, here's the original contract. Here's the signed contract. Tell me what differences have come through. And AI automatically identifies those and highlights those for us. Sorry. Then the last thing is Talent Scout. This is what we also use. So if I'm applying to BMC, be careful, not in a bad way. We match the profiles that come in to the right roles that we are hiring for. And also AI helps highlight risks in resume, the one that I was talking about earlier. If you're using AI to say that you have a particular skill, but your skill doesn't show up in any of your experience that you've listed on your resume. Sorry. So this is where I want to spend some more time again. So how do you all become ready for this world? What is it that you all need to know? Okay. And I think some of you all already know parts of it. But I think this is like a comprehensive guide and maybe it'll help you. So I think first is data. There is no escaping from it, my friends. You have to understand data. You have to be literate in data. That doesn't mean that you need to be a data scientist. That's not the expectation. You have to be able to know the types of data, the quality of data. How do we govern data in an organization? You have to recognize what is wrong in data, the biases in data. A lot of these things related to data. So what is it that from an action standpoint, what all can you do? That's something that you all need to remember. Start familiarizing yourself with data visualization tools. Like for example, Tableau, Power BI. You don't need to learn the entire tool, but familiarize. Basic Excel functions. How do you manipulate data? How do you change data using Excel? You have to be able to read reports. I encourage you all to open Economic Times. I encourage you all to open stock websites. Start going through charts. Understand what those charts mean. Understand the pattern. Understand if there's a dip, what does it mean? If there's a trend, Understand those concepts. And finally, a nice to have would be Python. If you can learn Python, nothing like it. I think it's very easy language. A lot of companies use it because you can just use it to spin up a chat bot, like I said earlier. The next thing you need to be aware of is AI strategy and implementation. So what is the strategy that companies use for AI, right? How do they evaluate various AI solutions? So in our company, what we do is we we have a use case based strategy where we take use cases from various BUs or departments. We prioritize those use cases based on what is the impact of this use case. Is it going to bring in or cut down a lot of cost? Is it going to bring in some revenue? Is it going to help free up people? So we prioritize use cases. And it's not just saying impact, because sometimes what happens is you select a use case, it has a huge impact, but that use case will take you 2 years to implement. That's a wasted use case. You can't spend that much time in this day and age, right? So we prioritize. So you have to, what can you do? Study frameworks for AI strategy. Read about companies that publish success and failure stories, and then engage in discussions about AI ethics. Is it ethical to use AI in certain cases? AI is not just sitting in a group and or sitting in a, like, let's say for I'm in operations, right? I just can't sit and just do AI by myself. I have to engage with people from different groups. IT, because they are the ones who provide infrastructure. They are the ones who provide me those virtual machines, GPUs, whatever I need. I have to engage with sales, because sales says that sorry, I'm having this uh, challenge in terms of this process. So I have to work with sales to understand what challenge they are having. And then I'll put in a design and a solution using AI. So it's really a cross collaboration, cross functional kind of a thing. Now, where you all are at advantages, you all are business students. So you all understand businesses, you all understand strategy, vision, execution, metrics, all that stuff, right? You all can talk with business in its language and can communicate and articulate those requirements and business needs in a little bit technical knowledge or technical language to the technology people, to the IT people, to the people who are developing AI tools. So you all are at an advantage because you all already have that skill set. So start honing in on that skill set, right? So participate in cross-disciplinary projects. So if you can get some idea from someone in sales, use it, even though if you're not part of the MBA in sales. Start communicating complex ideas. So I don't know, do you all have any extempores or anything that happens? Or any impromptu presentations or things like that? Okay. So for that, participate in those, because that will help your mind think proactively in how do I take an idea, articulate and communicate to my audience, right? That is important skill. Sorry. And presentation skills required, because eventually you will have to beg for budgets, and this is very important. Have a growth mindset. Keep yourself open, curious, ask questions. Follow thought leaders, people who are good in AI field, people who have been doing it, people who write articles on it. Follow them. Subscribe to AI newsletters. There are a lot of free AI newsletters. Subscribe, just read them. It'll, it'll give you some ideas, some thoughts in your mind. I'm sure a lot of you all do online courses, Coursera, or there is LinkedIn Learning, like I said earlier. So do enroll in a lot of AI related business courses and attend industry webinars. There are industry webinars that happen online also. You can attend those online also. They are free. Last thing, there are biases in algorithms in AI. There are privacy concerns. So engage in those discussions. Have debates. Figure out what makes sense. What is your perspective? Sorry, this allergy is killing me. So these are things that you all should have. Now, practically speaking, if I were to give you some short tip, I think the first thing is in your course, when you're selecting your course, try to select courses that have analytics in them, courses that give you some data related aspects, courses that there, at least when I did my MBA back in the day, we had courses that delved into ethical versus non-ethical. So if you have those, go for it. It'll give you a very good perspective on things. Okay. So definitely select courses that touch upon either analytics or data or these ethical kind of things and technology. Obviously, definitely do some technology courses. Projects and internships. I know you all probably sign up for internships, you get internships. Not always you may get an internship in AI. That's fine. Think tangentially. So we hired intern in Europe in our pre-sales team. He was supposed to create requests for proposals. So that's basically companies put in RFPs, which is they say this is our requirement. Let's say I'll give a civil example. We want to build a bridge. The bridge should be 10 meters long, should cover between over Pauna river, should cover so and so distance. That's a requirement. A lot of companies give response to that requirement who are interested in taking up that project. That's called RFP. Response to those RFPs. So this intern was hired to create response to RFP. Obviously, ours was software projects. So he started doing it. After 15 days, he said, this is very boring. He said, I try to answer, most answers are similar. He created a database. He put that in a vector database. Thank you. He put AI on top of it. And today we are able to generate responses within like minutes. Obviously, there is a review that happens by the pre-sales person who is going to use the response. But we did not hire him to do AI. He came up with that idea. So don't think that if you're not getting an AI internship, oh, I'm doomed. No. AI is, I gave you so many examples. You are in finance, you get hired by someone to, review contracts. Try and see if you can use AI. So it's up to you how you use it. You have to build it into you. So that's important. And then finally, networking. Set up networks. LinkedIn. Meet people. If you know someone in your society whose father is into technology, say hi to him. Have a casual conversation with them. What's happening in your company? How are you using AI? Ask them. And I'm telling you my example. If some of my society kids come and talk, kid, when I say kid, I'm referring to like college going people. They come and talk with me. I'm very happy to share what we do. I'm always looking forward to sharing with these bright minds because they are the future, right? So anyone would really take time to talk with you. So establish those networks. And then beyond your normal college thing, you can do these things also. Online learning platforms, I don't need to tell you all that. Enroll in courses. There are universities that are offering like 6-month duration course if you want to do that. Or there are short courses also. Start simple. Don't jump and become like the AI expert in one course. You don't have to do it. Start simple, explore, but do get some hands-on. Like how do you create a small chatbot? Just learn that. I'm not saying learn the entire world. Attend industry events and conferences. Read. I can recommend some books to you all. If I can send an email to Kashish later. But read certain books that give you insights into what's happening in the world. Business books, right? You can create your own personal projects. You don't have to wait for your professors to tell you. Create your own personal projects. And mentorship. So mentorship is basically you select someone. It could be a senior from your college, could be a professor, could be some visiting faculty, whoever, or an industry person in your society. Ask them to mentor you. They'll guide you. Okay, you are in your second year. What are you interested in? They'll talk with you. What do you feel you should get into? What's your passion? They'll kind of guide you. They become your buddies. They're your friends, but with they have a lot of experience, not your friends of your age, because they won't have that experience. So these are people who are in the industry. Ask them, can I consider you my mentor? Are you okay if I? Because I have my wife's there's one niece and one nephew of two different sisters my wife has. Both of them consider me as their mentor. They come talk with me. They're working now, but both of them come talk with me and get my insights on things. It helps them get a different perspective. So do that. Sorry, that's all I had. I hope this was helpful. Was this helpful? Okay, if no, tell me. I can change it next time wherever I'm presenting, maybe. But I've stressed upon the things that I thought might benefit you. The other things in the slides I scanned through. But any questions? And remember, AI is this, it's changing every day. There are companies that come up and they have a solution, and suddenly within 3 months you'll see another company that has a different solution there. Okay, so it's a lot of it is changing, but I'll try and answer whatever I can. Yes,
Now the house is open for questions.
please state your name, ma'am.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Myself Shravani Kale from BIMM, specialization in finance. Sir, my question is like how to trust the accuracy of AI?
That's a very good question. The way that I'll tell you the way that we do it. Okay, we train the model on data. We review the results of that model. We keep reviewing and we run those results with actually the production systems. As long as those results continue to keep matching, we figure out the accuracy rate. As the accuracy rate is what we look at to figure out if the output of the model is correct or not. Once we are confident, and each company has their own parameters, once we are confident that the accuracy rate of this model output is good, then we deploy it.
Okay.
Obviously, there are hallucinations that happen. That's why it's important for you to choose the right model, train it well. So I'll give you an example. We were doing this example I told you, propensity for growth. Which customer will buy more from us, existing customers. So as a part of that, one of my team members came and said, Amar, created a nice model. I said, great, show me. He showed me, good demo. I said, okay, what's the accuracy rate? 97%. I said, 97%. That's awesome. Let's deploy it in production. But how much data did you use to run through this? He said 3 months. I said, no, that's not happening. 3 months is not good enough time to capture the patterns, the behaviors, the sentiments in the data so AI can learn correctly. So the more learning AI does, the better your model outcome will be.
Sir, is it possible to get 100% accuracy?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I honestly don't know the answer to that.
Maybe in future, like
In the future, yes, there could be.
okay. Thank you, sir.
Sir, at top. Sir, upper. Sir, right side.
Okay. State your name, please.
Good evening, sir. My name is Pratham Gupta. I am from
Good evening.
PMHRD Marketing. Sir, my question is, why do we want to learn about the Python? Because in the today times, the AI can do these type of things like design the websites give you the code so you can uh, make your own websites?
That's a very valid question. So his question was, why do we need to learn Python? I don't think you all need to learn Python. I think that's a nice to have because, see, there's one thing. It's great to explore water, but until you swim in that water, you won't understand what it is to swim, right? So Python gives you that edge where you can learn that and build your own short, let's say a chatbot with some vector, some some LangChain library and some LLM. It just gives you that experience. Once you understand how things work, you can better make decisions on it, right? So, for example, trying to think of something that I had to learn. Okay, enablement. So, uh, enablement is an area I never managed in my past. What does enablement mean? It means डिफाइनिंग लर्निंग paths फॉर आवर सेल्स टीम्स सेल्स को क्या लर्न करवाना है ये साल so that they can sell effectively. I had never done in my life. So what I did, I sat in and I with the people who were designing the course for that year, and I said I want to be a part of this. The more I became a part of it, the more I understood what goes in it. And then once I understood at a certain level, I stepped out of it. I said, I'm not going to do that anymore. But then, whenever my team came and asked me questions about Amar iska kaise kare, I was able to answer it because I had that experience, that understanding. That's the reason I said learn Python. It's a easy language to learn, and you can easily spin up your own short AI model, right? But if you don't want to learn, that's also fine. But it'll just give you an edge, is what I think.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Good
Thank you
evening.
for the great session. I'm Aditi Sharma from BIMM Finance. So my question is that we all are aware of AI, specifically generative AI, the generation sitting here and the generation coming forward. AI is a syllabus which has been covered right now.
Yeah.
My question is that we as a students right now and even the kids who are learning AI, we directly open ChatGPT and we are dependent on it right now for each and every question.
Yeah.
And now the question is on the real ideas and the creative thinking of a human mind. So person as of your stature who has the experience of decades know the what industry works like. But people like us who are dependent on AI, so what are your views on it? What about the creative thinking and the real idea of human beings?
I think that's a very valid question. I'll tell you my honest thought. There are days where I think about this and I get scared. I get scared about how will my students become creative? How will my students, or sorry, student nahi, my kids, uh, how will they learn the ropes of the industry? If they just go to AI and ask questions, how will they learn? But I feel, think about this. Everyone is doing it. All industries are moving towards AI. So the entire mindset is shifting that way. So there will be something good that will come out of it. So basically, what I'll tell you an example. So today, what we are looking for is not for coders. We're looking for prompters, prompt engineers. So maybe when you are going and putting in a prompt, you become so good at it that you can apply for a prompt engineer role. So there are, based on this flaw that you are saying, it could also create an opportunity, because then if you are good at creating something by using prompts, then you become a prompt expert. That's what you will apply for. And you don't do that work. So if I go back to that industry 1.0, 2.0, in industry 2.0, there was mass production using electrification. Did that mean that they stopped making cars? No, even today they make cars. It just evolved. So I feel there's some evolution that will come where creativity won't stop. Creativity will get converted into, like, how creative are you in writing your prompts? Maybe, but that needs to be seen.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Here, at the back. Here. Yeah, center.
Center, back. Okay.
Sir, myself, Shivam Mishra. I'm doing my MBA in Data Science and Business Analytics from BITM. My question to you, sir, that in the start, you went from Gen 1.0, 2.0, 3.0.
Industry.
So when you went from 3.0 to 4.0, there was a bubble created. If you know the dot-com bubble, right?
Yeah.
So nowadays we can see that examples of companies like Builder.ai, right? It came and it went away so fast. There were Desi engineers working there, and it was a fad.
Yeah.
So the speed at which AI is growing, I feel there is a bubble created. And as few, we want to go into the corporate, so how to identify where the bubble is created and not to go there?
I don't think you'll be able to identify that because, like you said, and I referred to this earlier also, some AI technology comes out or some company comes out and they put their product out there and we start using it. Within 3 months, we find out that there's another one that's even doing far more than what this company is doing. So, I mean, there's no accurate way of identifying that bubble company, like you're saying. I think there's one very famous statement that one of the speakers had said, which still stuck with me today. There are only two things, my friend, in life: winning and not losing, learning, right? So, worst case, you go into a bubble company, you learn what did not work for them. That's a good learning for you. And then it's up to you how you position that learning in your next interview or next resume, right? That look, I was a part of a failed company. Great, but I learned. I learned that these are things that we should not be doing. Or, we missed looking at the next wave and we stuck on to what product we had. We never created another version of our product with the latest models, right? Maybe that was the learning. So there's always going to be that, but I don't think I have an answer that clearly says you can identify the bubble. And I was a part of that bubble back in the day. I was laid off in my first job, but I learned.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Sorry, a lot of these questions don't have direct answers. I hope you understand it's not as simple to have direct answer. It's not like 5 plus 2 kitna hai, sir? 7. I can't. I mean, some of these are a little bit more because, like I said, this is a new domain. All of us are exploring. So I'm into the same boat as all of you.
Hello, check. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you so much for enlightening us. Sir, as we have seen the innovation of AI since last 2 years, building on this, my question to you is, what are the upcoming innovations in AI which you think will be currently helpful for us at that time? And so what should be our preparation regarding the same
Yeah.
as an MBA student?
So I think you all need to clarify your basics on AI. Understand what AI is, understand those things that I shared in my slide earlier, data, right? Because without a data strategy, you cannot have a AI strategy. Read more about what latest and greatest is happening in AI. I cannot tell you what more is going to come because I am not into the domain of that AI research. I don't do research myself or I'm not a AI specialist. But I think I am a AI implementer. I'm a AI user, consumer of AI, right? So I think you all need to have your basics clear. And that's why I keep saying explore creating a small chatbot on yourself. Once you have that basic, whatever comes is an add-on. Whatever new comes is an add-on, right? So I feel you all just need to be prepared with the basics. Once you have the basics clear, I think you can learn anything new that comes out. So keep those basics in mind, the ethics, the cross functions, the data, right? Data is key. Those kind of things you have to have. Once you have that, nobody's going to say that, oh wait, you don't know this latest, I'm not going to hire you. That's not the case. We don't look at people who have the latest and greatest. We understand if they have the basics, if they have the, वो बोलते हैं ना, फंडा क्लियर है क्या इसका, फंडा क्लियर है फिर ये सीख लेगा. That's how people look at it, because there'll be dime a dozen tools that are coming up nowadays. Dime a dozen, I'm not kidding. There's so many tools. And like he gave the example of builder.ai that went, there are tools that die also. So how much are you going to learn? Learn the basics. You'll eventually learn any tool. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Yes, I
My
can
name
hear you.
is Mahima. I am pursuing PM and HRD in BIMM. My question is, in global operations, have you observed AI tools being used for employee engagement and retention strategies? If so, then how effective are they?
So, in our company, we use a tool called as Whisk. And what that tool does is, as managers, we can go in there and say that I'm going to have a difficult performance conversation with a employee. Here are the challenges the employee has, and I want to communicate to the employee in a way that the employee understands its feedback, but also it's rational and it doesn't come across as I'm keeping the employee's morale down. So Whisk is a tool that we use for employee engagement, where that's one example. Performance, if I have to have any, low performance conversation with the employee, Whisk can guide me. There's other aspects to it also. And I haven't used it. We just launched it. So I'm trying to think. They gave a demo last week only. Um, there's other aspects to it um, another one is Talent Scout, where part of Talent Scout also focuses on, nowadays you have heard DEI, right? A lot of diversity, equity, inclusion. So one of the areas that a lot of companies are focusing on, how do you drive diversity in your company? So parts of this Whisk and Talent Scout focus on different genders, like women employees maybe, because even today globally women employees are not at par with male employees. So parts of those tools use AI to prioritize women employees if there is like a conflict between male and women resumes, right? So some of those things are used, but I know for a fact that Whisk has this one where you can tell the exact scenario of having a conversation with the employee with low performance, and it will tell you exactly how you can have the conversation. So that's something where we use it. But they definitely have tools in employee engagement area. Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Uh, I am Lavanya Pawar from BIMM, PM and HRD. Sir, as you said in one of your slides that right traits and right skills are necessary in the resume. So, as a HR fresher, what skills a recruiter look for?
So HR fresher, what are you going to apply for? Are you going to apply for a recruiter role? For a recruiter role, what I would, and I'm not a HR head, that's why I'll tell you what I would look for if I were a HR head. I would, for a recruiter application, I would look for a person who has good communication skills, a person who is polite in their conversations. Because remember, when you become a recruiter, you're trying to be the face and the brand of the company to the new candidates that are applying to your company. So you can't be impolite, you have to present in the right way. Are you able to articulate your thoughts? Because candidates usually have questions about the company. Are you able to articulate your thought and put them into words correctly? Right? So those are things that I would look for: your communication, your articulation of ideas, and how polite and in terms of people skills, are you there, right? Those are things that I would look for. Now I don't know if HR would look, but I would think HR would probably look at similar skills.
Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
My name is Anish Sharma. I'm from Ops and Supply Chain Management. So, what should I consider? Is AI our friend or the enemy?
AI is
Basically.
definitely our friend. I feel there are various perspectives on it. There are some people whose perspective is that AI is a threat. There are other perspectives that say AI is an opportunity. For a second, you can assume it's a threat. What are you going to do about it? There's nothing you can do about it, right? best is how do you engage with AI and look at it as an opportunity that is going to drive either some sort of efficiency in your operations or that's going to help you free up your time on regular routine tasks and you can focus on something that's a little bit more strategic, or you can take some time away and learn some new things. Let AI do the regular mundane work. So you can look at it as an opportunity. I mean, there are various schools of thought, but if you ask me personally, I look at it as an opportunity more than a threat. Because this threat also existed in all the industry 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0. Every time there was a threat. When internet came, there was a threat. But we are using it for our benefit today, right?
And
He has another question.
sir, could you please just tell us that
They don't want you to ask the second question, I think. Let him ask, please. Go ahead.
Sir, could you please tell us where we can start to learn the AI? Like, can we start from joining some course or the webinars?
I I think the I think the easiest way to start learning about AI is go and ask a question to Google or ask question on AI tool like ChatGPT. How do I learn AI? It will give you a very nice structured list. The other way I would say is if you have a LinkedIn license, go to LinkedIn and ask it. LinkedIn has an AI agent into it. Ask it to suggest you a good structured AI curriculum that you can follow. Then it will plan an entire AI, and then don't just leave it there. Tell it what you want to become. Like you want to become like a AI expert, knowing all. Like there are different parts of AI, right? You're a consumer of AI. You're a developer of models. Do you want to become a model developer? I don't know. So based on what you have in mind, ask that kind of a question to one of those agents, and they will tell you the learning path.
We are about to close the house with one last question.
Jain sir,
Jai Hind.
myself Rahul Pulate. I am from BIMM Marketing. As a marketing domain, one a person should be a creative and having a different perspective of a single thing, looking towards a single thing. So my question to you is, while we are using AI, we have become a lazy generation, as we don't think strategically, or our remembering power has been decreased, as we don't remember things, any of the events or something. So, how much should we incorporate AI in our day-to-day life while doing an
How much
MBA?
should we incorporate what?
AI in our
AI. Okay.
day-to-day life while doing an MBA.
So I answered that to him, and it's going to be the same. You cannot escape it. You might as well embrace it and see what new comes out of it. I don't think there is human mind is never going to be replaceable. Human mind always will come up with something new. We are the ones who came up with AI. Yes, we are using AI and we're becoming lazy, but people who want to become lazy will become lazy. But there are people who say that AI is helping me here, which is I have, like, for example, if I have to draft a very nicely worded email for my boss, and I hope we are not recording this, very nicely worded email for my boss for budget for something, I will go to AI and I'll ask it to draft it. I'll review it, I'll make some small tweaks and send it. Now, usually it would take me 30 minutes because remember, I have to be very focused. I'm asking money for my boss for an initiative. But if I use AI, it takes me like maybe 2 minutes to write a prompt, 1 minute for AI to generate, and then another 5 minutes to review. So 7 minutes. I saved 23 minutes. What I do of those 23 minutes is up to you. If you are lazy, you will not do anything. If you're not lazy, you will use those 23 minutes to learn something. You'll use those 23 minutes to do something else. Yeah, I mean, there are aspects where, like, I'm dependent on AI for writing my emails now. I've lost that. But if I lose that, what else am I doing? I'm using that time to come here and talk with you. That's my time saving, right? And I'm utilizing my time this way. The other way I'm utilizing my time is I go to a conference where I attend the conference as a speaker or audience. I learn some things in that conference. All that time saving, I crunch it somewhere. And some, yes, I become lazy in some cases. Like, ठीक है, एक email लिख दिया AI ने. I have 20 minutes. I'm just, but that's also important for your mental peace. So it depends on how you use that time saved. So I think before we wrap up, I just wanted to pull up this slide, call to action from all of you. This is my perspective. AI is not a threat. It's an opportunity. It's what you make out of it. You all are MBA students. Strong foundation, strong business mindset is what you have, what you learn in this institute. And sir was telling me, and I think you all were talking about the institute, and I think you all do phenomenal work in terms of laying that foundation for future business leaders. So you already have that. If you add AI literacy to it, it's a unique blend. I would love to have business leaders with that AI edge. And then finally, your role, you all, each one of you, is important in shaping the future of our business. Okay, so you all are important. So I just wanted to thank Sanjit sir for giving me this opportunity. Thank Kashish, thank Geetu madam, and all other team members that helped me be in front of these young minds. It's always exciting. This gives me a lot of energy because, like I said, number one, full head of hair. But keeping that aside, just the energy, right? I just love the thought that young people have. So keep it going, be curious, and get on this bandwagon ASAP, AI bandwagon. Okay? So thank you.
May I invite Associate Professor, Balaji Institute of Technology and Management, Shri Balaji University, Pune, Dr. Rajeshri Khande ma'am, to felicitate our guest of honor with a token of appreciation.
Thank you, ma'am. May I now call upon the stage our student manager, Chanchal Yadav, to put forward a vote of thanks.
Thank you, Om. Good evening, everyone. I, Chanchal Yadav, Student Manager at Balaji Institute of Technology and Management, Sri Balaji University, Pune, am truly honored to extend my heartfelt appreciation to our distinguished guest of honor, Mr. Amar Sasture sir, for gracing our university. Your insightful perspective have broadened our understanding and encouraged critical thinking. Sir, your contribution to shaping future leaders is invaluable. Allow me to underscore the salient insights distilled from this enlightening session. Sir has helped us in familiarizing ourselves further with the evolution of technology. Thereafter, he has assisted us in identifying the utility of artificial intelligence across different industries. As we came to a close, Sir has lent us a hand in grasping the importance of integrating such technology to advance our career to new heights. Let this be the catalyst for future ventures. With deep gratitude, we celebrate the success of today's session, knowing that your inspiring and motivating thoughts will resonate in our endeavors, propelling us to new heights. Sir, we are grateful for your generosity
in sharing your time and expertise with us today. Wishing everyone a great evening.
Thank you and have a great evening.